DIY.
DIY or Culture United was just about a few weeks ago, and I thought that it went really, really well. If you guys don't know, I do a group panel with my guy, Justin, the company man, where he brings on different media outlets, different YouTube channels, and different points of views, right? He does this so that we can have a healthy discourse and we can have healthy and intelligent conversations around hip hop. And I thought that's what happened, specifically on the last episode that had obviously Wayno, it had the homie DJ Head, it had Gina Views, it had Friday Ricky Dred. And even though there was some interesting back and forth conversations, I figured that everything was kind of under an understanding. Oh boy, did I have that one wrong. So if you don't know, Friday Ricky Dred has been crashing out on Twitter. I don't know why. Only thing I can assume is maybe a phone call came in. Anyways, amongst the things that he says, because we're going to go through a few pieces of content, he makes a statement that he believes that Not Like Us is one of the most divisive songs of all time when it comes to black people specifically. Yeah, I didn't stutter. So let's start with this tweet right here first. I want to make sure you guys can see how I see it. Okay, cool. He says, I don't give a F where I'm from. I know what I'm talking about, too. Canadian or not, my thoughts on my debate with DJ Head, Kendrick's DJ. Well, it's not his DJ, but that's a friend. Oh, okay. But yeah, I know how the name being attached to it can. Why he didn't add him? That's what I want to know.
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell.
Why you didn't add DJ Head, Friday? Friday, why you didn't add DJ Head? Well, all of a sudden we hashtag him. Like it's 2010 Twitter. Why we hashtag him? Wherever we from. So these videos are going to kind of walk you through, I guess, some of the thoughts that he had after the debate went down. Let's start with the first video. It gets interesting.
That means that Drake hurt his feelings way more than he's let.
So let me make sure I got this in the right order. So he doesn't show the actual. I think he shows the exchange. I hope he shows the exchange here.
You don't know how the
So he and DJ Head had a back and forth, right?
Participating in things they don't know shit about.
Let's play it.
Are participating in things that they don't know shit about. So
what does that mean? What does that mean? Just to expand on the point that somebody was saying, like, no, we're not. It's literally saying you're not qualified because of where you come from to actually have this opinion and the opinion hold weight. Respectfully. And listen.
So he's doing a reaction video to the actual conversation itself. And, I think we're going to have to pull it up for context anyways. But if you didn't catch it, the conversation was back and forth about whether or not Kendrick did too much of the Super Bowl, whether the Drake disses were doing too much, whether he was just beating over a dead horse and they were done in bad taste. And DJ Head made the argument that, no, that's just how pack-outs happen. When you violate the terms of the terms of the culture, the terms of where I'm from, this is the way that you get packed out. And it's into completion. There is no you're doing too much. That doesn't exist. There is no too much. You overstepped the boundary, and this is what you're receiving. So he's responding back to that, which it seemed like he got in a moment, but for whatever reason, things changed.
To be honest, DJ Head, that's pretty wrong, bro. Don't do that to me, fam. You don't know me, bro.
I just want to know why he did this after the video and not now in the conversation. Why not during the conversation? This is the time to have that. What? You sure nobody called? Did that over your phone go off?
Niggas had to ask me, oh, you got a podcast? It's because you don't freaking know me, bro. You don't know how I don't want to have to even say, oh, my pedigree or whatever. Bro, I've been putting in work in this hip-hop game before a podcast, bro. Don't disqualify us because we're from the north of the border. Guess who else is from north of the border? Drake. Guess what? Most famous rapper in the world. Okay. Well, you that's not so American, I guess, right? Come the fuck on, man.
because people who are not authentically of the culture are participating in things that they don't know shit about.
Like me.
So when things go left to them from their perspective, they think, oh, this is too far, or this is, but when you use certain verbiage.
You guys don't realize the coded talking or the coded language that's happening right there. It's saying, because you're a Canadian little sissy Karen ass bitch.
Whoa. Did anybody else gather that? My East Coast friends, did anybody else gather that from what he said?
Bitch. And I know he's not saying that. But this is what I'm saying. Because you're a little Canadian north of the border sassy ass Karen ass bitch.
Nah, that's projecting, my boy. Didn't nobody even say that. You know what I'm realizing? I saw this with Drake, and we're going to get into this. I saw this with Drake. I think Drake came up in a household when people raise their voice, he might have teared up. He might have asked, why are we yelling at each other? He might have thought that meant, it might be triggering when he heard yelling in the house. And when I heard yelling in the house, I asked, who's playing football?
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it.
Oh, uncle over here? Okay, what y'all debating? Because the way that this sounds like a completely different interpretation of a very straightforward conversation. I don't get how you interpret that was you getting sunned unless somebody on the outside gave you a call and told you, hey, that don't look too good. You need to go clean that up. I don't know.
Yeah, he went too far for you, but for us rugged, hardcore,
yeah, spades is being played.
Pop to the bone, respected West Coast niggas, it's never too far.
In certain environments or hoods across them, however you want to look at it, right? When you use certain verbiage, when you say SMD, where Wayno from, those are fighting words.
Facts.
When you call somebody weird on where I'm from, those are fighting words. When you call somebody a bitch unilaterally, those are fighting words.
Respectfully, fam, I don't need this shit to be explained to me like I'm a layman, bro.
Then why you didn't say that in the stream? What we doing?
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it.
Why he didn't say that in the it got two different facial expressions going on here. It's two different facial. He put them glasses on and supered up. Why you didn't say that in the stream? You know what that looks like, right? Like that why did you say that in the stream? That's disingenuous.
When you say something like it's up, that means that there's no more dialogue that needs to happen. That means it's all physicality, right? Or violence that needs to take place.
Let me understand, this is not a West Coast thing when people say it's up, right? That's not just a West Coast thing. When somebody says it's up, how many folks in this room, I would love to get a head count, understand what that means? That is about to get into some nonsense. We're not the only ones that understand that, right? That's not a... We just getting started, by the way. I'm just looking in the chat right now. Does any... You hear it's up, then you know what's going on. That means to the death. That means cage fight. That means, oh yeah, we on that time. I'm from Detroit. We know. I know y'all know. Hell yeah, I know y'all know from Detroit. Lord Jesus. Friday, bro. What are we doing?
What happens is you get these people who don't authentically come from these things, and they say things because they think it's just internet, or they look at World Star and they think that it's just, this is a Tubi movie. This ain't that. This is real life shit going on.
Facts.
So when you mention Wayno's wife, you then can't tell Wayno how to react when he sees you, or you then can't tell Wayno how to respond when it comes to his, oh, Wayno went too far. You brought up his kids and his family.
I genuinely believe to this day that Drake Aubrey Graham sat in front of the video while he was looking for information in the battle and he couldn't find anything. He couldn't pay nobody for it. I think he watched this video.
What you say? I should have found a dirty. Nah, fuck you, nigga.
I think he watched that and said, oh, I think that Kendrick's a domestic abuser. I think he genuinely did that. I think that's how stupid he is. I think he watched this video and developed all those opinions about Kendrick being a domestic abuser. Why is the same accountability not there for him as much as people are going at a Kendrick about? Does that seem believable? He sat there and was like, because remember he had the line where he said, mother, 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 I get it now. He sat and watched this video and ain't never seen a dysfunctional relationship before. He sat here and he developed an opinion about him being a domestic abuser and his kids not being his kids by watching this. I'm convinced. I'm fully convinced at this point. I thought we were dealing with someone that had a lot more sense, but boy, oh boy, you get exposed by the people that represent you in media.
You can't tell someone how to react when that happens.
Don't worry. I am not. For the people who saw this, y'all saw this. I ain't backing down, fam. And it's not because I'm trying to be a contrarian. It's because I know I'm right. I don't even think I'm right. I know I'm right. I watched the show. I listened to the playlist.
So what I think is he responded appropriately according to protocol.
1 second of pause.
Listen, I can agree with some of the things you're saying, but I feel like all of that is encompassed inside of Not Like Us. Not Like Us is a scathing, dope diss track. Don't get me wrong. I don't think that the song's whack. And I think the song is necessary to be played at the Super Bowl. But you can get all your...
Not Harriet Tubman with a Smoke Friday. You know what? Harriet Tubman, I seen a tweet the other day that was like, Harriet Tubman would have probably said in these days, well, then stay on with your punk ass. Go ahead and stay in. I like this energy. Put some respect on Auntie Harriet's name. Put some respect on her name.
I'll beat your ass myself and hide the Bible while God watching.
I've really put some respect on Harriet Tubman's name in Black History Month. What are we doing?
Drake attention. You can cut his head off, do everything you need to do into one song. Once you start going song, now you're wasting material on a nigga that, you know, that I feel like it shouldn't be renting that much space in your head.
Again, we're having two separate conversations, bro.
No, we're not.
You're having a rap conversation. I'm telling you that rap was used as a vehicle to disseminate how he felt about certain things.
That's very easy to understand.
Does that make sense?
Look at me still trying to get a word in. Still cutting me off. Oh, he fuming. Keep it going.
We think all of you Canadians are soft. So whatever your debate points are, they're still null and void, no matter how much years you've been putting in this game, no matter how much years the whole country's been putting in the game, it's null and void because you're from across the border. Maybe if Trump makes you the 51st state, now you can have an opinion.
This sounds like projection. Am I reading this right? It feels like I don't think anybody in this room has ever said any of these words. This sounds like projection. What? Not once did I listen to Not Like Us and think to myself, show those Canadians. I think that I, like most people, were like, look at Drake and them OVOers. Especially when we started seeing Canadians dancing to the damn music.
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it.
I really want to talk to some Canadians and see how they feel about this representation right now, because I guarantee you they get it. They get it. Once you and I step over a certain boundary, nigga, it's up until I say it's up. You should have never went there. If you're not built for it, if you don't understand what the politics of this is, don't involve yourself in that. Go be a pop star. Don't get into this. Especially when you know that this is intermingled with street politics. Don't get into this. It might get tricky. And it got tricky. Then people got to suing.
Do you guys see the logic in that? And where I'm coming from and why it's got me so heated? Like, am I crazy or am I
Yes.
saying some right shit right here?
Yes. Ice Cube meme from Friday. Yes. You are absolutely mad.
Let me know, okay? Because I can leave it alone. But I think that I'm right when it comes to this shit. And don't even let me get started when it comes to if I'm not FBA, then I'm extra wrong. I'm wrong times 5.
What you bringing the FBA brothers in this for? They ain't even said nothing. They just enjoying their pride. Like, what do we...
Holy smokes. Activation word in LA, you call it somebody a goof over here, it comes from inside the jail cells. You call somebody a goof over here, you better be swinging
or you're a pussy.
Okay, so with that perspective in mind, if someone
Not a tether crash out.
says to you like, "Yo, Friday, I don't like this. Let's get into it. Let's have a competition. Let's have a content war or whatever niggas is doing on the internet, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna crash out on you on my stream, and then I want you to crash out on me on my screen. You know, so let's have a content thing, right? But then I cross the line and I say something to you, right? Where I call you a goof on my stream.
Mm-hmm.
You then are like, you respond and you do a whole video of just berating me, right?
Yeah.
And then I come on my stream and I'm complaining like, oh, you went too far.
I don't see anything in here where I feel like Head violated him. And mind you, I know DJ Head. I've seen DJ Head violate people. Hell, I've had a conversation, not violated, but I've had a conversation where I'm like, you gonna make me make sure I always got jokes in my back pocket, huh? Because you gonna try to fire somebody up if you get a chance. This was so mild. But I'm understanding. That's why niggas don't like the West Coast. I'm fine with it. We'll push the line with it. Yes, Kendrick, I see it. I see it. It's a certain approach that I think hurts people's feelings because it's very direct. And I thought that direct was the way that men handle conversations. I thought that wasn't a West Coast thing. I don't think it is a West Coast thing. I think that's all across the board. Men handle things in a very, very direct way. I'm just disappointed to see it play out like this. It shouldn't have.
I don't get to do that if I was the aggressor. Does that make sense?
Of course. I've dealt with it in my own content. I have people that are going at me to this day because I told them, suck your mom, which is another.
I don't care how many times I hear that. Suck your mom is crazy. Like, I couldn't. Like, I know that means something different in different places, but if you tell me that, like, I had to stop myself from hysterically laughing at what you just said before I can get mad.
Toronto thing that you just can't say to somebody.
Salute to Rockboy Ninja. So let's unpack that quick fast. We'll do the elevator explanation of it. Once upon a time, on one of my regular rants,
it's a Jamaican
Rockboy
thing?
Ninja was already on a tirade, posting pictures on his Instagram.
Yeah, I'm not interested. Okay, so that was just the beginning of, and mind you, ladies and gentlemen, the story is still developing. Hey, yo, DIYer, if you're enjoying this content, please don't forget to hit the like button. It helps this video and this channel get discovered by new people. I appreciate you. Now back to the video. So let's continue this. Friday, Ricky Dred, in the midst of his crash out, didn't at DJ Head. No, because he might actually get a conversation back and forth that I don't think he's interested in having. Instead, he added Kendrick Lamar, who don't ever be on social media. Very strategic. Hey, at Kendrick Lamar, next time you diss a rapper, let's try to not other a whole country with black people and culture too. You literally created the most divisive song in history. Thanks. Smacking my face, smacking my head.
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth.
This nigga ain't serious. Ain't no way this nigga's serious. This nigga's are we clickbaiting? We rage baiting right now, Friday. We rage baiting. Just say we rage baiting. Ain't no way this nigga's serious. He don't at DJ Head, but he ats the nigga never on social media. You don't. Next time you diss a rapper, thanks for the advice for somebody who's never had to diss a rapper on the stage like this. Next time you diss a rapper, try to not other a whole country. Who said that he othered a whole country? Anybody from Canada feel like an other because of this song? I can't believe this. You tried to other a whole country with black people and culture too. You literally created the most divisive song in history. Good googly moo. What's going on? What's going on? Speaking of this divisive song, let's just show how divisive this song has been. Let's really give this theory some. Let's give this theory some legs. Here, this was posted by Kendrick Lamar's Updates. This is an aerial view of a football game in Saudi Arabia. The divisiveness has found its way worldwide. Not like us. Oh, man. It's just spreading like a virus, ain't it? Look at this wedding. Oh, you mean there's divisiveness at a wedding?
You almost there. Don't mess this.
So much division.
It's a cultural divide. I'm gonna get it on the floor.
All this damn division. What else we got? Oh, no. Do we have the Native Americans who are also divided by this? This is a account called the Santee Seal, the Women's Fancy Shawl Edition. What they got going on?
It's a cultural divide. I'm gonna get it on the floor.
You really about to do it?
40 acres in the mule. This is bigger than the music.
You really about to do it?
Yeah, they tried to rig the game, but you
All this division. So many necklaces.
can't fake influence.
They get on it like that.
Hey, I'm tripping, I'm sliding, I'm riding through the back like fuck. Must have on a beat, bro, deep, bro.
All this division, it seems to be a theme going on. All this division. You know, I wanted to see where this audio was being used, and I saw a lot. I saw a lot of different faces here. So this is on Instagram. Whenever you go check the audio for something like that, you get an idea of everybody who's using the audio to, you know, share their content, share their lifestyle, be the background. What do I see when I look on this? I see a lot of different faces, a lot of different backgrounds. This is.
Hey, I'm.
Oh, this is.
Hey, I'm.
Oh, this is what I see. Why did?
Like fuck.
Oh, was that black and white people? Look at the division. Look at the division. Look at them. They should be working out, but they're divided from their workout. You're right there. I see it. Not the news anchor. Oh, not the news anchor. Come on, more division. More division. I need it.
Hey, I'm tripping, I'm sliding, I'm riding.
More division. This is not enough division. This is not helping prove the case.
It's a cultural divide.
Are there more people from different races?
Hey, I'm tripping, I'm sliding, I'm riding through the.
Hey, dead ass look like Kendrick low-key. Come on, keep going. What are we talking about?
It's a cultural divide.
Even the kids? Oh, man. All this division. What was grandma doing? What was grandma doing?
They tried to rig the game, but you can't fake influence.
They get on it like that.
Hey, I'm tripping, I'm sliding, I'm riding through the back like fuck. Must have on a beat, bro, deep, bro,
It's too much division. You right, Friday. Friday, all this division. What am I seeing that they not seeing? What do we see? Let's continue this narrative. What are we seeing that they? It's so much division in this country. It's so much division. She over here dividing her knees and doing a dance. She should be sitting down somewhere and listening to Drake, right? Is that what we trying to push? You know what? Let's find somebody who also agrees with what we're talking about, Friday. I'm on your side right now. What they saying in the church?
Beat your ass and hide the Bible if God watching.
Beat your ass and hide the Bible if God watching.
Talk about it.
What does that even mean?
What does it mean?
If God's watching. God is watching.
God is watching.
And why don't you shut up about God, Kendrick Lamar? Why don't you shut up about Jesus Christ? Why don't you shut your mouth and not take the name of the Lord your God in vain?
I don't think you got a case, Friday. It's not looking too good. What other kind of people are representing? It's funny how everybody's reacting to the song Not Like Us. I have this theory that Not Like Us is upsetting a lot of people's demons. It's upsetting a lot of people's comfortability. There are artists, even within hip hop, that we thought were so embedded into the culture that have exposed themselves as being other voluntarily. There are some that have shown us because they're in a different tax bracket, because of their political affiliations, they don't have the same desires and goals as us as Black folks, as human beings. And this song has been the great exposer, not divider. It's been the great exposer. There have been people that we have been connected to for reasons that were very shallow that should have been exposed. Isn't it amazing a song could do that? But no, there are people out here like this gentleman here who don't agree.
I'd rather see Drake. I'd rather see Drake. I'd rather see Drake. I'd rather see Drake. I'm not a fan.
He's not a fan. He's not a fan. Whew. Oh boy, here we go. So what's good with you, Screwface? So Friday also doubles down. He's not done yet. He says, anytime y'all tell me you're not like us, which I think he's just proving the point of not like us. Anytime y'all tell me you not like us, it's just because Kendrick said that to Drake in a song. It proves just how divided we are as a black people. Why do we always get concerned about unity when we individually get our backs kicked in? What is that about? You know the last person I saw do that? Kanye damn West. He got his back kicked in and he was like, look what they doing to us. Billionaires and they trying to take us down. No, nigga, that's just you. Take accountability. It's just you. We only talk about unity when somebody's getting their back kicked in individually. I don't buy it. It's virtue signaling. I stop it. Stop it. As if you can only be foundationally black American to understand the black struggle. Smacking my head. Most ignorant shit I ever heard. You know what's crazy? Nobody said that except for you. So if it's the most ignorant thing you ever heard, it's because you said it.
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it.
I've never seen anybody type and get angry at what they came up with. I've never seen anybody type and get angry at what they came up with. How you create a narrative and get angry at the narrative and call it stupid? Nobody else was saying this. I think that here's the issue. There's something here that I think is really, really telling, Friday, and this is where we're going to have a conversation in this context to understand the black struggle. Being black is not just about the struggle. It is one of many things that many of us connect upon, but that is not a monolithic experience of every single black person. So when we start saying things like, you can only be FBA to understand the black struggle. Struggle is not the only thing that identifies the nuance that we are connected at. There's a lot of joy that's connected here. There's a lot of experiences that we share that are like unspoken situations that are like, yeah, I remember my mama was like that too. Right? For instance, I saw somebody had a video that said, he was talking to his friend playing a video game and the friend said, man, you be lying. And his mama walked in the door and said, who in here cussing? Who in here cussing? And he said, man, you can't say that. He was like, no, he didn't say that. He didn't say that. You can't say liar in my house. I'm sorry. If you don't get that, that's because it's not for you to get. Some of us get that without having the explanation being needed. And I think, you know what? It's time for the gatekeeping that we've been talking about. This is insane to me. But let's keep it going. You know who also shares these really obstructed views of what blackness is?
Get arrested by
You know who really shares these obstructed views about what blackness is designed as, what it looks like? Your guy that you're defending. Can we talk about this video where he says the reason why the hood connects with Drake? Drake defines the reason why the hood connects with him. I hope you can see how tone deaf this is when you're in a room full of people who understand. Go ahead, Drake, cook. Tell me why the hood messes with you.
Saw my dad get arrested by a SWAT team at the border, you know.
You saw your dad get harassed by a SWAT team at the border. The Canadian border, I assume. Where are you going with this one, Drake?
Arrested by a SWAT team at the border, you know, for trying to cross over. I've seen things that didn't make me happy. They were character building, and that's why I think
you saw things that didn't make you happy and they were character building. That can't be what you're defining as blackness, right? That can't be what I just know you lying.
They were character building, and that's why I think people in the hood can still connect with what I'm saying, even though I'm on my dad.
They not like us is it's not divisive. They not like us exposes those who are not like us, and we assume that they were, and it was problematic with that to have their presence around us. Not like us is hitting these fools like the Holy Spirit. You ain't never lied.
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it.
It's shaking out the racism in old white women, and they like, I'm sliding, I'm riding. I'm not talking to human beings no more. I feel like I'm talking to their demons. And I feel like this conversation about culture is making a lot of people feel very uncomfortable. Brother, if you don't want to have the conversation, stay out of the conversation and stop trying to dictate what we should have a conversation about. Some of us been waiting all of our lives to have this at the forefront. But yeah, that Not Like Us is for sure hitting them right in their spirit. What's going on? Every time they hear it, boy, I tell you, boy, their spirit is affected. I love what this sister said, because I think this really helps to help them understand. Stop associating blackness with just our pain, just our struggles. Stop letting that be the thing that you point at and say, see, I know your Black American struggle. It's all about, that's not the only thing that defines us. It may be the only thing that you see as defining of us, are worth talking about, are worth mimicking. You can't mimic this violence, but that doesn't mean that's what it is. She explains this perfect on the Grits and Egg podcast. Peep this out.
I think black people have, this may ruffle some feathers, but I don't give a fuck. I feel like black people have revolutionized poverty and made it look so fucking cool that people think we like it.
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it.
Nah, I ain't gonna lie.
I think that black people have made
That's a
poverty
fucking
look
bar.
so cool that people think we fucking like it, bro. We don't like it. We're just making the best of it.
Even the trauma that come from it, niggas aspire to it.
Like
niggas
even the trauma they aspire to. We're gonna get back to that line in a second.
Want to be a tough nigga. You don't realize this nigga ain't tough. This nigga just watched his daddy die and his mama on drugs, and like his life, that nigga traumatized. That nigga got PTSD. He ain't tough.
But he got
he's traumatized, and to the point where a nigga could grow up in a home like this and aspire to be from the projects.
It's because, unfortunately, people think that blackness is tied to poverty. They think that the black experience is being poor. That's why when you have others who equate poverty to being black, or I don't have any privilege, I grew up poor. Why the fuck do you think because you've been broke that you know what it feels like to be black?
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it.
I don't have anything to add. She's cooking.
No, you don't. You've just been poor.
Well, I think that those people that say they're just liars. It's just like cut
I
and
think
dry.
that, like I said, we've made poverty look so easy and so cool that they think that it's
we just are
synonymous.
cool. You're not gonna take
Correct.
the cool. You're not gonna take the
This
rhythm.
is for the cool.
Yeah, you're not gonna take the rhythm out of black people's steps. You're not gonna keep black people quiet. I think
we're always gonna be too loud when we were never meant
also
to be heard.
too, and you're never gonna stop us from being creative. So we're gonna find ways to express. And it, just as much as you're gonna have somebody that is gonna be critical of America, you're gonna have somebody that celebrate their neighborhood. And both things exist. And I think that you get into glorification when you got record labels pretty much creating a blueprint for what our music should be.
Right.
And then giving that blueprint to somebody who thinks that being from the hood is about the relation to crime.
Crossover. I've seen things that didn't make me happy. They were character building. And that's why I think people in the hood can still connect with what I'm saying.
He went so slowly around that because he didn't believe it his damn self.
And they putting it in a spreadsheet. This does well and this does well.
And they got a checklist.
And they got a checklist, and these words have to be mentioned, and this is the subject matter.
And you're gonna tell me blackness.
And you're gonna tell me black.
Boy, oh boy. You know, Friday, I wonder where that accountability that you're asking for everybody else who is so divisive, right? You're calling out FBA, you're calling out Kendrick, you're calling out DJ Head, sort of. Where's all that accountability for the guy who left y'all for Australia to do shit like this? Where's the OVO Fest this year, which is probably needed more than ever? Where is he at? I'm not saying that he wasn't doing anything for the city. I'm saying, where is he at the most crucial point? Out of Dodge. A question I had to ask myself was, where are the reputable media outlets that are defending him? And why aren't they defending him? Friday, you are a reputable media outlet, and you're one of the last reputable ones. Act is going through DJ activities academics activities. He's going through a whole lot of stuff. He ain't posted on YouTube in a minute. All the respectable outlets aren't saying anything in defense. It's not because they're dogpiling. Could it be because they know what's right from wrong? But he's not even anywhere in Dodge. I said somebody who used to be around him to tell him don't do that corny shit either ain't around anymore or is quietly watching him glitch out. It's fascinating to watch. I think so. Moni wasn't having it. You know my cousin? That's my cousin. That's my cousin. That's my cousin. You know my cousin? You know my cousin Moni? You should go ahead and subscribe. That's my cousin. That's my cousin. We be talking shit. That's my cousin. My cousin, you know what she said to Friday? She said, you sat on a platform with DJ Head, was stumbling over your words and couldn't present this energy to Dot's man. She said, what a coward. Also, what a dumbass.
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it.
Cousin, I know for sure. There's a reason why we not really related. Like, because you and I will get in trouble. You and I will get in trouble at the family reunion. Me and Moni gonna get in trouble. Me and Moni ain't gonna bite our tongues. We gonna get in trouble. They gonna be like, nah, y'all need to separate. Once y'all get together, shit get a little crazy. What are we doing? There were other reactions I thought were hilarious to this crash out on Twitter. ESPN Frankie said, y'all are not remotely interested in anything Black American related besides saying nigga.
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it.
I don't even got a breakdown for that. I just wanted to share that. Somebody retweeted him and left this very short and punchy message from DJ Head.
West Coast.
Wilson Russell said, Kendrick's Not Like Us continues to leave Drake fans in absolute chaos. Attached below is another reason they are not like us. Is he lying? Scrappy83 said, this is why we think Canadians are sensitive. Why are you taking this song so personal? If it don't apply, let it fly. At some point, you gotta grow up and get over it. It's so divisive. Then how come people all over the world, including Saudi Arabia, have embraced the song?
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it.
Boy, oh boy. Let me pull up another article while I'm here. There was something else that Moni said that I want to make sure that I highlighted before we finalize this out, because there is a conversation about, you know, well, what do Canadians feel about what's going on here? And she highlighted, maybe if I go back here to the original post, I think it might be still there. She highlighted how that's one of the largest streaming songs. Oh, here it is. Thank you so much. Did you guys know this? Not Like Us is eligible for 3 times platinum in Canada and was the most streamed rap song in Canada for 2 days before the Super Bowl on Apple and Spotify. Is Divisive in the room with us? Friday needs to shut the F up. It's going to get harder and harder to lie when we got the same internet. She said, mind you, Not Like Us is eligible for 3 times platinum in Canada alone. Somebody's unified over there, and was the most streamed rap song in Canada for 2 days before the Super Bowl on Apple. I'm assuming that includes black folks in Canada too, right? That's everybody? Okay, that's everybody. Is Divisive in the room with us? Yeah, cousin. God done kept us separated for a reason. We can't be in the same place. We're going to cause hell. We're going to cause hell every time. Every time. Shout out to Mr. Bugsby 408. He said, oh, you must have heard Not Like Us getting played somewhere in Toronto and you just mentally lost it. My guy, let it go.
You lost. You lost.
Dog, we're 296 days since the song dropped. It is almost the 1-year anniversary, March 26th, when the Like That verse dropped. This is the greatest diss song of all time. 296 days. Someone else said something. They said, I consider you quite intelligent based on hearing you speak, but I believe you taking that song personally when it's not even aimed at you. Friday says, thank you. I don't even think Kendrick completely intended for it to be taken that way. So then why you atting Kendrick? But people took it as a call to action when dismissing people's opinions outside of Black American culture. Is Divisive in the room with us? Calvin said, I'm not even from America, but probably it was their anthem on getting and reclaiming what they know is their identity and culture. He gets it. I'm not from there, but I can completely understand their reaction. Who we are from outside can't really tell them about their culture. When somebody outside the... I mean, like, what do you... I like Calvin. Yeah, same here, Alicia. I like Calvin. I don't even know Calvin. I like Calvin. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's Friday. You know, I'm always asking because I think that's probably my pop's a psychology major. I'm always thinking to myself, like, what's really underneath the sudden crash outs? Could it be that he got a phone call? Could it be that somebody, brought something to his attention? Could it be that he went back through the video and said, I don't feel good about this? Very much so. But you know what I saw here that I thought was really, really interesting? As I went down the timeline and I saw things like Canadian rap politics. You got a rapper here that is getting rushed at a game, at a Toronto Raptors game, to the point where he's leaving in a wheelchair. 1 like. Top 5, who's obviously been in the news for many different things, is chiming in. 2 likes. Mula One is another artist, responds to fugitive allegations. No likes. 332 comments. I'm getting somewhere. Hey, Kendrick Lamar, next time you diss a rapper. Oh, there's the activity.
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it.
There it is. 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 ATL rapper on the run in Canada? Nothing. What happened with Mula first? Nothing. Anytime y'all like to tell me you not like us, we got action. This am I reading this right? We got action. And it's just Twitter. I don't try to put too much weight on numbers like that, but I do think it's very telling. Boy oh boy, Friday, man. I understand that we're in a game where, I'm participating in the said game where you create video content that people are interested in wanting to watch. You bring up hot takes, and with these hot takes, people get engaged. It runs up the comments, it runs up the engagement, it runs up the notoriety around your name worldwide. It also helps ad revenue, but at some point in time, there's got to be a conversation of what is the long-term play? And I just can't see a win standing on this side of history. Because this is not even about Kendrick versus Drake anymore. It is far past that. I'm starting to see that this is hip-hop approaching its political era, where I see some of the tactics of the OVOers as very similar to the some of the MAGA supporters that got really, really nasty in both these elections, right? I know that's not a representation of everybody that supports, but I've seen some really, really nasty things, and I've seen some really nasty things on OVOers. I know a lot of OVO fans, and they're not like that. They're also not like us. That was petty. I'm sorry. But I'm looking at this from a zoomed out point of view, and I'm realizing there's a lot of similarities. There's a lot of similarities in the way that people are either passionate about politics, or passionate about their artists, or really passionate about themselves. When I think about the type of fans that do some really nefarious things, like when I thought about my guy Screwface, it comes from a very narcissistic and selfish place. To do some of the things that I saw them do, to me, shows somebody who is very, very self-serving and not caring about how what they're doing is affecting the livelihood of someone like a Screw and their family. They don't care. It's not even about Drake because they can't even see common sense when it comes to when he's doing things that make no sense. They're blinded. They don't care about that. You know why? Because Drake is a narcissist that makes the perfect soundtrack for narcissists, especially narcissistic men. So that's why when I heard FD Signifier say, if you like the music, you like the music. But if you really like identify with the character of Drake, it's very telling. What kind of a man are you? Like, what do you really stand on? Where does your moral compass stand on? How do you view women? How do you talk about women? Why do you think so lowly of women? Well, what is your soundtrack? You tell me your soundtrack, I'll tell you your hypnosis. You show me your musical soundtrack, I will tell you what your hypnosis is. When I think about the things that we've seen Kendrick standing for, it hasn't been just about Kendrick. It's been about the culture. It's been about his family. It's been about where he's from, the people that represent where he's from. It's about unifying. It's about having these conversations that men that are deep into their thoughts, women that are deep into their thoughts can respect. When Drake said on the last project, he got the girls twerking with the dictionary, I said, oh, you still don't get it. You still don't get it. And I think this is why Kendrick said, this ain't even a rap battle no more. This is a long life battle with yourself. You could judge a man by their actions, but you could also tell a lot about them by the people in the company that support them and the way that they crash out. Friday, this is not looking good. I hope that this is, just to get the clicks, but this is not good. I genuinely wonder what my guy Justin feels about that situation, because I know he wants to have a very balanced and panel. But this is nasty work, especially when you have the opportunity to say it straight to the person's face. DIYers, these are my thoughts. You let me know what you think, guys. DIYers, if you enjoyed this content, make sure that you hit the like button and maybe even consider subscribing. Come on, man. Stop being greedy. Peace.